Hey mobsters, how are you guys doing? I'm Mobbywood. I'm the Chief Mobster here at Araya Pictures, and today I want to talk to you a bit about storytelling tips for making your mobile short film. Now, my friend Professor Carl Wadosh, who's the Chief Judge of Mobile Screenfest and also teaches on cell phone cinema at New York University, he says this, and I love this quote. He says, Avi, the pen is the storytelling tool of the past, and the mobile phone is the storytelling tool of the future. And that's a really interesting quote, because these days everyone's got a mobile phone, everyone's able to tell their story using the mobile phone camera. Now, the thing is, even though mobile filmmaking and mobile devices such as your DSLRs and your webcams and your iPods have just exposed this whole world of talent, which is just totally great, at the same time, it's really saturated this world of online video. There's so much video these days that on YouTube, they say that every minute, 24 hours of video is uploaded onto YouTube. So how do you distinguish yourself amongst all that tons of video there is out there in the world on the internet today, right? And that's a very difficult skill. You can see that there's a lot of people that have gone out and shoot videos of their babies or their pet dogs doing these funny things, and they're huge viral hits. They get like hundreds of thousands of views, but that audience doesn't really last. After that, these people aren't able to really sustain the audience that they have. And so how do filmmakers go out and sustain the audience and continue to grow them over time? And what you'll find is that they tend to have a good story. These people tend to be able to communicate a story, usually with a beginning, a middle, and the end. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to become a filmmaker that's known for being able to tell a good story, or do you want to be able to just go out and just try and produce things that might become one-hit wonders, but never ever to be seen again? So what I want to talk to you about today is how to tell a good story. So firstly, in terms of telling a good story, you've got to have three things, that classical 3-act structure, which is you've got to have that beginning, the middle, and the end. So if you're making a mobile short film, even if it's 4 minutes long, like it needs to be for Mobile Screenfest, particularly in the earlier years, your story must have a beginning, middle, and end. So what do you need for the beginning? Well, if you ask YouTube, they will actually advise you that you must have a great impact in the first 15 seconds of your video. The first 15 seconds, you've got to have good impact in the beginning. And that beginning also has to set up the rest of the film for the audience. So your character has to have something happen, the protagonist has to have something happen in that beginning in order to set up the rest of the story. Next, the middle. The middle it tends to contain the plot, which is the journey that the character tends to go through. And very often, you do get filmmakers that are able to throw various different things into the story, but often with no continuity. So to make sure that when you do have a story there, you have an element of continuity in it that leads up finally to the end. And I know this is a very short way of doing it, but these are very basic principles. And finally, the end or the conclusion has to have some sort of conclusion for the character. I'm surprised over and over again. I see so many entries come through Mobile Screenfest, and there is no ending. The character seems to be continuing on this journey, on and on and on, and you don't really come to an end, whether the character wins or the character loses or the character truly lives or the character dies. You don't know what's going on. So it's really important that when you have a mobile short film, part of your storytelling has to have a beginning, middle, and the end. And it can all be scripted, just like I'm scripting this episode right now. Scripting is not an issue. I strongly encourage it if you want to produce something of quality. Every now and again you do capture something interesting on a mobile phone, and often that thing can be mimetic. As I said, a story about a baby or a pet dog, or you capture like an unfortunate accident or something of the like, and that might be mimetic. And what is mimetic? Mimetic means comes from the word meme, which is an idea that transfers naturally from one person to another one. So it might be an idea of something funny that becomes a meme, or something mimetic that transfers from one to another. great for viral videos, great for stories as well. But the stories, you need a bit more structure to basically engage your audience and grow them over time. So for a mobile short film, guys, part of the storytelling tips is keep it really simple, have a good story, but avoid complicated narratives for a short story. And finally, keep the shot list, so the list of shots that you have to make for each of these beginning, middle, and end, keep them fairly short and sweet as well. Plan them ahead, but keep them fairly short and sweet. So that's it for me for storytelling tips for now, but stay tuned for the next episode of Mobbywood Academy, where I'll delve a bit more into storytelling tips for making mobile short films. I'm Mobbywood, chase your dreams, love the journey, and never ever give up. Follow us on our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or just come to our website and sign up over there for all our latest updates.